Not much to look at. I won't get any more out of the sister. With any luck, everything I need to know about the Bosum caves will be in this diary. This is where the notes begin. So there were already patients at the mission with the same symptoms as the scientists. So were these men under attack from the same creatures? Let's see. Here it is. The attackers came out of the trees and surrounded them. Interesting. There had also been similar cases in the past. The locals call the attackers the Bosum. They're also supposed to be responsible for transmitting a virus. The old Ashanti shamans were able to control these mysterious beings and could protect themselves from the disease. The priest found himself in great danger on his quest for the antidote. The Bosum exist. Now it's gonna get interesting. Ugh, such a lot of text. The priest stumbled across one of these Bosum and followed him to a cave. The translation of the inscriptions at the cave entrance brought something astonishing to light. It detailed a description of a ritual which could protect against catching the Bosum disease, and which could also cure it. They carried out the ritual, and despite no ready explanations for how, it worked. These experiences really rocked Father Samuel's concept of the world. This is where it lists what you need for the ritual and how to carry it out. Wow, it's incredible. I suppose I have to accustom myself to the notion that the Bosum may not be pure fiction. The priest's very convincing. Unfortunately, he took his knowledge of the route to the cave to the grave with him. At least I now know how I can protect myself from the Bosum disease. When I find out where they're hiding, I still might be able to rescue the professor. Oh, a loose page has fallen out. It's blank. That reminds me. What's a blonde doing when she's staring at an empty sheet of paper? According to my last boyfriend, she's reading her rights. Har bloody har. Julius, 1767 to 1832. Here lie my mortal remains. I just wish they were yours. That's terrible. Nothing good comes from interacting with gravestones. Sister Josephine, 1852 to 1904. Here rest her bones, and for the first time, alone. Cheeky. Nothing good comes from interacting with gravestones. Billy, 1907 to 2006. Only the good die young. Either he had a low opinion of himself or a wicked sense of humor. On the gravestone it says, J.H.M. Excuse me for not standing up. Must have been a proper gentleman. Or a Groucho Marx fan. Father Samuel's grave. Strange. No epitaph, no date of birth, no date when he died. Just the name. Oh, and 9 curious symbols chiseled into the stone. Looks like lines and trees. I may at times have let myself get talked into things. I also may have been incentivized by the odd payment. But grave desecration is definitely off the agenda. An empty clay bowl. Who left this here? A clay bowl. We used to make things like this in school, but mine were never as nice as this one. Great, that lets me transfer the symbols onto the paper. The pencils had it, but I've now got perfect copies of the 9 symbols on Father Samuel's gravestone. I've transferred the ornamentation from the gravestone onto the paper. Okay, I'll carefully cut out the different symbols. I can't exactly say I'm crazy about puzzles. I'll take this part as my starting piece. A map. The route to the AyaAnnyGaming's caves. Father Samuel drew in the route to the AyaAnnyGaming caves on this map. The Asambosum's caves must be near here. Hopefully the professor's doing all right. The entrance to the caves, and no sign of the professor. I'd better go in and take a look. After carrying out the written instructions for Father Samuel's protection ritual, of course. I have absolutely no inclination to go catching hideous jungle monster disease. It's actually here. Weird. There are no birds, no animal calls. Even the bats seem to be frightened to make a rustle. I'm not superstitious, but why take an unnecessary risk? Without the protection ritual, not even 10 Asambosum could get me into those caves. The pot's empty. Let's not get greedy. I've got the clay bowl already. A few stems of alyssum also need to go in the pot. Looks like the Goethe plant. I'll pluck myself a blossom from it. Star lily. Very pretty. One blossom for my hair, one for the ritual, and one to stamp under my feet as an expression of rebellion. One blossom from the hyacinth is enough, according to the diary. That has to be rose herb. I need a stalk from it. I ought to concentrate on the plants I need, as listed in the diary. I ought to concentrate on the plants I need. A few stalks of alyssum. A Goethe plant blossom. A star lily blossom. The blossom from a hyacinth. A twig of rose herb. Good thing I didn't burn all the fuel. I'll light it again. Amazing how this wood has lasted. Let's decant this delicate brew. A bowl of lemonade. Home economics is for housewives. Boiling the lemonades produced a thick, sticky syrup. The lemonade is boiled down to a thick, sticky syrup. That should work. It's covered in syrup. Gotcha. The ant stuck to the brush. Almost too easy. I had to give it a go with chopsticks. Gotcha. One more. A respectable kill. Peters, the big small game hunter. 5. The number of love. And in it goes. 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 So, that ought to be all the ingredients. Let's see what happens. Ugh, the way that stinks, just the smoke could keep pretty much anything away from me. Smokes like my socks are on fire and smells like a wet fox. What the hell, so long as it confers improbably vast immunizing properties.